Chapter 20, Panic. Pantherye and Lypye's perspectives. Pantherye's perspective. I was sitting in the Syara team's room at the table in the God world. Hyena and Joria went to the woods off of the highway. Kara was supposedly spotted there. Lypye and I were asked to stay home. We had been covering patrol a lot lately. The door to the room burst open and Mom stormed in, mad. "Where's Joria?" "She's out on a mission with Hyena," I told her. She slammed a piece of paper on the table. It was a list of powers Agent M and Agent I made. "I visited the Mortal Syara team today." "Why would they need a list of god powers?" I shrugged. "Maybe Agent D and Agent R were building weapons to fight those powers." "Why would they need weapons to fight those powers?" she asked. "In case a god loses control," I pointed out. "Pantherye May Syara," she yelled. "Hina J Syara," I mocked. She clenched her fist in frustration, then sighed. "Pantherye, I know you and I don't always see eye to eye, but please, don't think for 1 second that I don't love you." I shrugged. "I got over the fact that you have your favorites 10,000 years ago." "What do you mean?" she asked. "Jawari's the golden child. All of us see it," I told her. She stared at me for a while. "I never meant to..." She paused. "I paid more attention to her because I wanted her to be completely good. Kim became an immortal before you were ever born. Lypye was predicted to be evil, and was for a while. She has since redeemed herself. Hyena has as well. I'm still trying to reconnect with them. You see good and evil. I've noticed you become numb to certain things like death. I don't think I've seen you cry since you were little. Jawari is the goddess of light. I'm trying to make sure she follows the path of good." "But you're suffocating her," I mumbled. "Explain." She crossed her arms. "There's a difference between being good and being perfect." She raised her eyebrows, so I continued. "When you're good, you'll have your flaws and your moments, but you have a good conscience. Do you not realize how many lies I've made up just to get Joria away from you? I can see it in her eyes or hear it in her voice. She wanted to yell at you or cry in front of you, but she forced herself not to because she's afraid of disappointing you. Now wait she started. I'm not finished. You write her ass all the time about not sitting up straight or even something as little as using conjunctions. You use conjunctions." I took a deep breath. "I know all you wanted was a daughter who was the polar opposite of Lypye, but you've pushed her true self away. She's scared of you hating her for being herself. I don't think you realize how many times she's broken down and cried on my shoulder after fighting Lypye. She hated fighting her." "Why didn't she go to me?" she muttered. "She was afraid of you, who would be angry with her for loving her own sister," I told her. "Meanwhile, you called Lypye evil before she even decided that, making her believe she had to be evil. I stopped caring if you yelled at me. I wasn't going to let you tear me down, too. I'm the stronger older sister, and Hyena feels forgotten." She stared at the ground, crying. This was the first time I poured my thoughts on her. I believe that for the first time, she saw another perspective. A sharp ringing sound from my phone broke the moment. I pulled my phone out of my pocket, noticed Lypye was calling, then answered it, staring at the ground as I put up to my ear. "Hello? Glad to know at least one of you will answer their phone." She responded, irritated. "Yeah, Joria and Hyena are on a mission. What's up?" I asked. "Lypye," Mom whispered. I glanced up at her, then back down at the ground. "Where's Mom?" she asked, suddenly sounding panicked. "With me in the Syara team room. Why?" I questioned. "I think someone's going to try and steal the super immortal spell," she told me. I started pacing. "Who? The invisible huntress?" Silence. She said nothing. "Lypye, answer me. Who's going to try and steal the spell?" There was about 10 more seconds of silence before she mumbled, "Jasmine." "Why? And even so, why worry? She no longer has access to the god world, right?" More silence. "Right, Lypye?" She sighed, muttering, "She's the other supermodel." "Lypye Briar Syara," I yelled. "How long have you known?" Kay Cohen told me a few months ago that he was Jazz's father. He told me after he had just found out, and even admitted that Jazz didn't know. We thought we could keep this information contained, like we're doing with Kelly, but turns out she was eavesdropping and found out the same night, she admitted. I looked up at Mom. Mom, we need to get to your office. Someone's going to try and steal the super immortal spell. She and I ran down to her office. Mom dived down onto her knees in front of her filing cabinet and pulled out a key from behind it. She used the key on one of the lower drawers, but we didn't hear a click. It was unlocked. She yanked the drawer open and began frantically searching through the papers. She searched a few more times before looking back at me, panicked. It's gone! I took a deep, shaky breath, putting the phone back up to my ear. Lypye, the spell. It's gone. Find her. Lypye's perspective. I hung up the phone and started shaking with fear. I couldn't find the conscience to hide my fear. The enemy that I'm going to have to go up against is my best friend. My sister. I fought my sisters before, but no one that has shown me kindness when no one else did. One I've been trying to shelter and protect. She is now my enemy. I felt a quick gust of wind behind me. I turned around to face Kim. Crossing my arms, I opened my mouth to speak, but she held a finger to her lips, telling me to be quiet. I usually wasn't one to listen to my older sister, but the look of terror in her eyes was too genuine. She handed me a folded piece of paper, mouthed, "Help us," then ran away. I was close to City Hall, so she must have spotted me. I called Pantherye back. Did you find her? Possibly. Kim just came up to me, too scared to even talk, and handed me a piece of paper before taking off. I think she's at City Hall, I told her. Is there anything on the paper? She asked. I unfolded the paper and read aloud 8 words that I'll never forget. Friend insane. We are captives. Open portal. After child. Okay, she started. Friend insane. I'm guessing she means your friend, so Jasmine. We knew that. We're captives, I continued. I wonder if Jazz is forcing King, Kim, and Carl to help her. She sighed. Open portal. Jasmine's planning to open the portal. We knew that. After child, I finished. I thought back to something. The invisible huntress said, do you know the final ingredient to opening the portal to the superimmortals? It's demigod blood. I have no desire to open the portal, but another super immortal does. Motherfucker! I yelled. What is it? She asked. The final ingredient to the portal is demigod blood. She's after Kelly. Chapter 21. Protect. Michelle's perspective. I was sitting on the couch watching TV. Kelly wanted to play outside, but I thought it was too much of a risk. She fell asleep on the couch wearing a flowy pink shirt, a bright pink tank top, white socks, white fingerless gloves, and pink sneakers. I was wearing black sweatpants, a gray t-shirt, and black sneakers. I heard my phone go off and answered it quickly, trying to avoid waking Kelly. Hello? Get out of the house now. Jazz is after Kelly. Make sure she doesn't get her daughter. Lypye yelled. I'm on my way over. All right. I hung up and called Jim Bob, grabbing a backpack at the same time. I already had clothes in it, but I never packed food, water, or a sippy cup.
Hello?
I heard him say finally. Are you busy? I asked, throwing apples and granola bars into the backpack.
I am working on something, but I can take a break if you need something.
He responded. I'm with Jasmine's daughter, Kelly. I don't have time to explain, but the two of us might be in trouble. I need a place to hide with Kelly from Jasmine. He took a deep breath.
Where are you?
I threw a sippy cup and a few bottles of water into a bag. At Jasmine's house.
Alright,
I heard something loud drop on the ground over the phone.
give me 10 minutes. Hide with her in the closet until I get there. I'll text you when I get there.
As soon as he hung up, I grabbed my gloves from my backpack, the ones that make a mortal strong enough to take on an immortal, and put those on. Activating them, I grabbed a super-powered drone from behind the couch and ran over to the shoe closet near the entrance, putting it in there. I ran back over to the couch, slung the backpack onto my arms, then carefully picked Kelly up in a cradle position, running with her into the closet, closing the door behind me. I sat down with Kelly, leaning her against the wall. It was mostly dark, but I saw Kelly slowly open her eyes. What's going on, Mickey? I took a deep breath. Your mother is dangerous. Miss Lypye ordered me to keep you away from her. She went to touch the drone. What's this? I grabbed her wrist and moved it away from the drone. It's a drone capable of temporarily stopping a super immortal. This looks similar to the drone Agent M uses on TV. She looked at me curiously. Are you Agent M? I nodded. Yes, and right now you're my main mission. Why me? Why is Mommy after me? Why is Mommy bad? What makes me so special? She asked frantically. I'm not exactly the right person to tell you that, I admitted. But, she started. I shushed her quickly, hearing a bang on the front door. It got kicked open. Kelly hugged me tightly. I picked up the controller for the drone and switched everything on. The door of the closet swung open, and I used the drone to quickly grab her shirt and pin her against the wall. Grabbing Kelly's hand, I ran with her to the living room. Using the remote, I released a couple claws to grab her wrists. She grabbed the claws first, though, and broke them off. Then she grabbed the drone and smashed it on the ground, breaking it. My eyes widened and I panicked, running with Kelly up the stairs to Kelly's room. I slammed the door shut and quickly crawled under the bed with her. The door burst open and I covered my mouth, trying to mask my breathing. Kelly gripped my arm tight as we watched her walk around the room. Come on, sweetie, Jasmine called sweetly. I need your help freeing some trapped, misunderstood cat humans. I watched in horror as Jasmine quickly bent down and yanked Kelly out from under the bed by the waist. Quickly, I climbed out from under the bed, hearing Kelly scream in terror. I had charged forward, but Jasmine grabbed me by the neck. Hello, Michelle. She used her telekinesis to throw me against the wall. I fell on the ground, flat on my face, in a daze. I saw Jasmine holding the extremely terrified Kelly. I will never know how you were able to, for so long, hide the fact that you're Agent M. I stood up, shaking, holding my back when I felt a sharp pain. Let her go, Jazz. It isn't worth getting your daughter hurt, I tried. You have fed into the lies told about my kind. They're imprisoned because they're too powerful. I simply wish to right a wrong, she explained. They were imprisoned because they were uncontrollable and destructive. Jasmine, please. Opening that portal will bring forth the end of the world, the ultimate destruction, I pushed. Lies. Using Lypye's power, she shot a black power blast at my chest, causing everything to go black.